Tonight on Fundamentals, we are talking everything that happened at D23 this past weekend. Hey.
Heyo.
How's it going?
It's going so great. I'm so excited to talk about this D23 stuff. I have been waiting for this episode.
So much stuff. I feel like we got so much more stuff from this than we did SDCC, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, I know not all of it's all Marvel, Star Wars, and stuff related, but my God, there's so much that got dropped. But yeah, we are down one person this week, so it's just us duo this week. But you want to kick it off with some the Marvel stuff?
Absolutely.
Let's do it. So right off the bat, we got a new Agatha trailer. And the whole cast came on stage at D23 to do the Witches Road song, and they did a musical number performed. New trailer shows us quite a bit more footage, and my God, the horror scenes, like the amount of effort that they put into this. I think this is going to be one of the probably biggest series that I think they've done so much more work and effort and love into. If not, it's really good trailer.
Well, I mean, I hope after the 3 name changes that they had that
Yeah.
we would get something good. And I mean, I love the trailer so far. There's a lot of content, articles coming out right now asking if it's going to be a musical, because they came out and did that
Right.
that song on stage. So I'm interested to see if they actually do that. But I mean, we have a month. We have 33 days or something like that.
Yeah, we're
until
not far
it comes
from
out.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not. I like musicals, obviously, but I don't want this to be a musical. Like, I get that to get the Witches Road to open or get access to it, the thing is you have to sing a song, and I hope that's really all this is. I hope it's just that one song, whatever they have to do to open up the Witches Road to get to, and that's it. I really want to not see this as a musical.
Yeah. I also do love musicals, and as we've said on other episodes, I am very musically inclined. So I definitely love musicals, but I do hope that there's just a couple of little musical things to open up that road and such. And I mean, that photo of them all in those purple gowns. Yeah. Dude, loving it.
They look like they had the time of their life performing it. Like, there was interviews, I think it's on Marvel Entertainment's YouTube channel right now, and as soon as they came off stage, they had them walk back there, and they kind of talked to them a little bit, and they're like, we're just on a high right now, and and they're like, everybody's gonna love our show more than any other Marvel show that's been on Disney. I was like,
careful,
okay.
Careful.
Yeah. I mean, I like the confidence if you can back it up.
Yeah, so this is coming out. I'm sorry, my eyes are just watering today. But this is coming out September 18th. We got the 9 episodes. We get the first 2 episodes at once on that 18th, and then weekly after that. But I'm just excited to see what they got going on for this, and I can't wait to do a review, with you and maybe Deontay if he has time.
Yeah, for sure. And it's going to be our last MCU project to finish us off for the year too. So let us end it with this year with a bang. Let it be a good heavy moment. So, but then next we had Captain America 4. Cast came on, and Kevin Feige he announced it. He's like, y'all are going to get to see footage never seen before, and they actually played the exact same footage they did at SDCC. Yeah.
Well, I mean, maybe the people that were there didn't get to see the footage, so
yeah, it's true. But we finally did get some moments where we get to see the Red Hulk actually transform. Yeah, transform, and he's doing it in front of his presidential podium. So that's about to happen, I think, in front of the whole entire world to see. But the picture is there. It is. That actually looks pretty good. That looks pretty great. And
I love that they kept it hairy too.
Yes.
Not that that's a thing, but I'm just saying that I like that they kept it realistic, as we know that Harrison Ford has chest hair,
right.
So to keeping it realistic with who he is.
When I love too, it doesn't seem like just a replica Hulk and they changed him red.
Right.
They're giving him differentiations in his character and his body and stuff and build than from Bruce Banner, which is good. We don't want to see a duplicate of that, and it's not very convincing. But
Right.
man, I am super pumped about this. Like, so the Daredevil is probably one I'm the most excited about, but then Captain America 4 probably my number two. Like, I'm most excited about for next year.
Well, it's because you're a Captain America fan, so that's
Yeah, probably. But
yeah,
I like,
yeah.
but they like a lot of these new characters that we're getting, and I'm super curious if they're going to do Sam right. So, because I feel like they barely touched the tip of the iceberg with him in Falcon and Winter Soldier. So, I really hope he gets done right in this.
Yeah, this comes out on February 14th
Mhm.
next year. So interested. I'm obviously going to go see it. It's Marvel. Said time and time again. Don't really care about the Captain America stuff. I'm so sorry, but
It's
yeah,
okay.
I'm
No judgment.
interested. I'm interested to see what they do with it. I really am interested about Sidewinder
Yeah.
and that whole character itself, just because there really isn't a lot about it from the comics and on the internet. So
Yeah. Also, and Giancarlo has also said that his character is going to be in another series after this movie. So I mean, they obviously are wanting to go somewhere with this character more in detail than a one and done. So I'm definitely interested to see what series they bring him into because he literally stated this movie and then another series. So it's going to be a Disney Plus series, I'm sure. But
do
I don't know,
you think
if
it was
he's going
live
to be
action or not?
well, I'm assuming it is because he says it's going to be this character's going to be in the movie and then
Hmm.
a series after that. So I'm assuming they're going to bring his character in as some kind of villain or something to do with some storyline. I don't think they're going to do a series about him, but
Hmm.
I think it's going to be having him included with being one of the villains, if not the main villain of the series. But I'm not
Okay,
sure what series they would bring him in. Like what makes sense.
that's literally what I was thinking. I was just like,
Yeah,
what?
I think it's probably going to be one that's not been announced yet.
Hmm.
Possibly.
I mean,
They'll
out of the ones that were announced, which ones are live action though?
None that makes sense to me. I
Because
mean,
Ironheart,
yeah, we have Ironheart, but
that's
that's pretty much done.
yep.
That's all post production now.
Hmm.
But there's really not a whole lot of series announced at all that he could go in. So maybe they're going to actually see what feedback they get from his character being in this movie to see if they actually put him in a series,
Okay.
and then we'll see
All
what
right.
kind of love or hate we get from it. Which Giancarlo, I've never known that man do anything bad. So, but
I would
yeah,
have to do some digging.
yeah. But anywho, next on the list. Speaking of Daredevil, they got first footage of Daredevil, which has not been publicly released yet, but you can find some footage online. Maybe it's got crappy audio, but
You can
the
find some loopholes.
yeah. But the visuals are stunning. Oh, it looks so great. The cast came on stage at D23. John Berthal's returning as Punisher. Karen and Foggy's coming back. I'm so glad because at first, which they pretty much reshot half of the season. Like they were had it 50% done, and then they scrapped it and went a completely different route after some viewerships when they kind of reset things. I think after the writer's strike,
Okay.
which the footage looks phenomenal. I mean, it looks action packed. You see John Berthal getting into it with Charlie Cox. They're bringing in Muse. Muse is a serial killer from the comics, and he looks very, very comic accurate. Uh, he's like crazy villain serial killer, prolific. They say that he did like in the comics art mural with blood spots from 100 different victims. Like, yeah,
That's wild.
yeah.
But something that they had announced right before like D24 or sorry, correction 23
Hmm.
um, kicked off was Jessica Jones
Yes.
coming back as Jessica Jones and kind of like it's an Instagram post. You guys can find it online. And like there was like this book cover and it kind of like led me to believe that she was going to be possibly in this Daredevil series, and I really hope so.
I do too.
Um, I love her. Like, I
Oh yeah.
love her so much. I love her as an actress and as Jessica Jones. Really, yeah, I can't say enough good things about this. They're
Mm,
already working on a season 2, so um, and that's what they announced at D23 as well. Is that like, yeah, we finished the first season and it's coming out on what, like March 1st. But
yeah.
we're already going and starting to tape season 2. So
That's a good sign. That's a good sign.
yes,
And
yes,
Daredevil fans, John Berthel actually says like it's an honor for them to let me come back and play Punisher. You know, when they didn't have to, it being from the Netflix series. But he's like, he's like Daredevil fans are some of the greatest fans. He's like, there's hardcore fans of that series. He's like, and it's just amazing to have all the support. We're even getting the original guy that played Bullseye from the series back. It shows him in jail. It also shows footage of White Tiger. Not real familiar with that character. We also get 5 Daredevil helmets. Uh,
yes.
and those look sick. We get the gold one from She-Hulk. You see a couple of red ones, and I think you see a couple of black ones.
Hmm.
And I'm curious if we're just going to get a shot of those, or if we're going to get to see him in a couple of different suits, or if we're going to get to see him just in one suit this whole series. If I'm not mistaken, I think this is going to be a 10 or 12 episode series.
It's
I
18.
no, that was original.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they changed it. They brought it down to like 11 or 12 now.
Okay.
Uh,
I mean,
originally,
okay.
originally it was going to be 18, but then when they kind of reshot and refilmed and they kind of restructured the way they were going about it, that's when they dropped the episode count. I'm like, God,
Okay.
I was looking so forward to 18 episodes season.
As long as they're not like those like anime filler episodes, I'm here for
Yeah,
it. Like if they're all like action packed and they all have like good, episodes like What If,
right.
there
Don't
isn't
be don't
really
give
a
us a whole
lot
bunch of
of,
filler episodes.
yeah, right. Especially if you're cutting down the content.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, don't get me wrong, I like a good flashback when it makes sense and it builds up more story and character. But I hate those filler episodes where it's like a whole bunch of flashback and you're like, okay, the story went nowhere. Like we did not advance in the story at all.
Do you think we're gonna see the girl that played in Echo? Um
Alaqua Fox, I think it's her name, or Cox. I'm
I,
sorry, Alaqua Cox.
I don't remember what her name is, honestly off the top of my head, but the ASL.
Yeah. Hmm.
Um
I don't know. I think we should. I mean, I feel like they should give her at least put her in at least an episode, if not more than that. Because I mean, that's the last time we got to see Kingpin as well.
yeah.
Also, oh yeah, there's another person in there out of this footage. If you find Ms. Marvel's dad from that series is actually on there. Yeah, and there's
Okay.
like they said there's a scene where he literally asked Matt, he's like, "What kind of lawyer are you?" And he's like, "A real good one," like he said in Spider-Man: Far From Home, or not?
Oh man.
Yeah, it's Far From Home. But oh no, No Way Home. I'm sorry, No Way Home's when he said that, I think. But yeah, I'm excited. See, I feel like it's going to be so many different characters, so many new characters, but then also so many characters that we've seen in so many other things. I feel like there's gonna be a lot of connectivity of old and new in this series for sure.
I hope so. I hope that it does connect those lines and bring forth really what we're looking for in Secret Wars and so on.
Hmm. For sure. Uh, Next, we got some more Fantastic Four news, which I really didn't expect us to get too much more since we just had something the previous week or a couple weeks before that.
Right.
But we finally did get to see some footage, or somewhat of footage. It was like a greeting video because they're in London filming right now, so they weren't able to be
Hmm.
there. But while they did their little greeting to everybody at D23, oh, Joseph Quinn decided to wear his Johnny Storm outfit. So this is what space race 60s futuristic era suit's going to look like on them, which is kind of begin getting mixed reviews online. Some people are hating on it, but to me, it makes sense. I mean, it looks very comic accurate to some of their very, very old comics.
Okay.
And we know this isn't going to be their permanent outfit. Once
Right.
they come over into our universe or whatever universe they come into, we know it's going to change. This is what makes sense for what their movie's taking place in.
In
I
the
don't know.
60s. Yeah.
Right. So I don't understand why some people are hating on it, but it's not permanent. I mean, we should know that we see every character's outfit's not permanent, but every movie or every series, there's some kind of upgrade or change being done to them. So
Right. Right. Absolutely. I mean, like the first Captain America outfit isn't what like he gradually went to, and now what Sam wears. It's
hmm
different. And I'm excited to just see like what they eventually change to. And I do think that, like, although I haven't read the comics and I'm not familiar with that content, let me just be upfront about that. I do think that like that does look 60s esque with the silver disc,
yeah,
like
oh
on
yeah,
his hip.
it
Um,
definitely fits. It definitely gives it an era vibe for sure.
yeah,
So, and like I said, by the end of that episode, I don't think they're going to be in that universe anymore from the leaks and rumors that we've heard on stuff. So it makes
we
sense to
did get
me.
to see a picture of their set,
We did, we
which
did. I forgot to load up today.
that's okay. But like you did get to see Westview Appliances
Yes,
in this setting up of their construction set. And yeah, if anybody's familiar, where does Westview Appliances come from, Blake?
comes from WandaVision.
What?
Yeah, and like so, I'm crazy when you came across this post the other day and you sent that. I'm like, holy crap! Like I seen the post, but I did not pay attention to the Westview Appliance thing. I was like one of those things I skimmed through pretty quickly, and you said that, and I was like, oh
Zoomer.
crap! And then immediately my mind just started spinning. I'm like, oh my god, this could be the Westview from their universe. And what would be really really cool, and I would love if it was Catherine Hahn, but because Agatha in the comics was actually the nanny to the Richards kids, Valeria and Franklin, and
Mhm.
she was still witch then, but she was their nanny in the comics. And so it'd be really really cool is if in this one movie, if there's we get this version of Agatha from another universe, and I would love it if Catherine Hahn played her, but even if it's not Catherine Hahn, just put this character in there. Give us a Westview and an Agatha from something else. It would be
Yeah.
a fun, great nod to WandaVision and Catherine Hahn's, what we're watching now, but then also pay homage to the comics, history without having to carry on that exact same story.
Yeah, because the Westview Appliances on that set you
hmm
got to see, it wasn't the same exact replica of the
No,
WandaVision one. It was dated. So that would make sense that it is a 60s version,
right.
and that we would get theoretically a different Agatha, because the multiverse, um,
hmm
whole thought, because Agatha is in as at Earth 616, or is she at a different?
Yes, she's in
Okay.
our 616. Yep.
Right. Which is eventually what we think that the Fantastic Four are going to go to.
Hopefully,
Hoping.
hoping.
So maybe they get to run into her as a different Agatha in
hmm
like a end credit scene kind of thing. Um, and we get to see that, but we just don't know yet what really is going to come
Yeah,
of this.
I really am so pumped and amped that I want this to happen. I'm gonna be so upset if they don't go this route. So Papa
What else would
Feige,
they have?
anybody from Marvel, watch this and take notes. I promise you, the fans would love it. It'd be worth your while. Put this in Fantastic Four first steps.
I mean,
It
they
could be
teased the appliance store already, so
right,
like, why else would they have that there other than
right.
to lead us some type of way? Or maybe we would see a Scarlet Witch or a Wanda
hmm
Maximoff of a different variety that we got to see kind of in the the Madness,
Oh,
Doctor Strange.
Multiverse of Madness.
Thank
Yes,
you. Yeah,
yes.
where we got to see all those different. Elizabeth Olsen's. So
hmm
maybe we get to see a different Elizabeth Olsen in this movie as well.
I mean, we're in the multiverse era. Just give it to us. Just give it to us. I mean, what's crazy is Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. It's multiverse in the title, but I feel like it's giving us the least multiverse almost in that movie than some more stuff that we're getting, and we've already gotten after that. But
Yeah. Just don't listen to Deadpool and Wolverine and give us some more
yeah,
multiverse. That is what I would like.
yes, we're not sick of it. We're not tired of it. You can run with it for a while. Give it to us hot and heavy until Secret Wars. Then let's just start our mutant saga. Go hot and heavy in the mutants after that.
Absolutely.
Let's see. We had Oh yeah, and that comes out. Fantastic Four will debut July 25th of next year. So they got their work cut out for them in less than a year.
But that's good because it's less than a year for us to have to
Oh yeah,
watch
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Like,
I want it. Just I want it to be good.
right,
And I feel like
absolutely.
they know it needs to be good, considering the feedback they've gotten from the past couple attempts that Fox has tried to do. So
I mean, the first original Fantastic Four, I like
oh,
that. That's what I
I
grew up on.
same. Yep, same. A lot of people kind of hate on it or whatever, but I'm like, think about the time it came out. And like at that time, and at my age when it came out, I was like, "Oh hell yes, I love this." Only thing to me that's like back then, because that's was top line CGI and stuff. You go back now, you look at it, I'm like, my God, it's wild how much technology has advanced just in such a short period of time. Because the
Yeah.
CGI for Mr. Fantastic is, whew, it's so bad. It looks like something coming off a video game. So
Great. Now I'm gonna have to go rewatch that.
yeah.
So
And
I
I
can
didn't
experience.
realize like Ben Grimm's thing costume when he moves in certain ways, you can see the foam and it crinkles and bends. I was like, man, it's crazy when you're younger, things you don't pay attention to now, along with the advancements of technology. But
Yeah, because even if you were an adult and you watched it back then, like I don't think you would have seen it just
right,
because of like
right,
the content that you were getting at the time. Uh,
exactly, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, it's great. Then I think the last Marvel news we did on live action stuff was Ironheart. So they brought the cast up on stage of Ironheart, Anthony Ramos, Dominic Thorne, Ryan Coogler came on stage, and he's running that whole project. But we're finally getting that next year. That comes out September 3rd, I believe. Uh,
Yes, it does
yep.
come out September 3rd, and it follows Riri at MIT progressing
Hmm.
through life, um, and like worrying about some type of supervillain.
Yep. The Hood.
His name.
She actually starts out with her getting expelled from MIT.
Oh,
Hmm. Getting
okay,
expelled from MIT, and then Anthony Ramos playing the Hood approaches her to give her the tools and resources that she needs to continue doing her work, but she's got to do some questionable, illegal things for her to get that from him. And so I think she struggles with, what route I should go. Maybe I should do this just to get what I need. It won't be forever type thing. And so yeah, that's interesting to see where that might go on that. But and then I think in the footage they showed like some footage at D23, and like you see the magic like consuming the Hood because he has magical powers. And
okay.
they say you can see like the dark magic coursing through his veins and the transformation of him getting that power. So that, yeah, that'd be interesting to see. So
That's
Anthony,
totally like Spider-Man. Well, like when he gets bitten, like and then you get to
mhm.
see like everything course and happen, and then he starts to have the powers. Yeah.
Deadpool style. But that comes out September 3rd of next year, which that's a production we've been wondering what's going on because they've been done filming with this for a while. Like literally since this movie was announced and filmed, Anthony Ramos has came out with two more movies he's been in since then, and this movie
Oh
still
my
hasn't
god.
released. Yeah. The most currently one he was in what Twisters, I believe. So and
I
I
don't
think
know. I still haven't seen it.
I think Twisters was filmed after Ironheart and was already been released and done.
Maybe it's because they have like other things to lead up, and they're like, okay, we can't release it yet because we have
Right.
something else that we need to talk about, like Agatha or um, I don't really even know at this point.
Well, we're trying to be positive about it. We're trying, but
Yeah.
I'm ready for it. They said that her suit too. Like I thought her Ironheart suit from Wakanda Forever was pretty cool. A lot of people didn't like it. They said it gave them Gundam vibes or Power Ranger vibes. So they've actually kind of reconstructed a version of her suit, and it's getting really really good feedback. A lot of people are loving it. Uh, a lot more than they did actually from Wakanda Forever. So
Okay.
I've not seen it, but I'm interested to get some visuals. I'm sure any day now we're going to get some leaked footage. I mean, there's been so much leaked footage of things that we're not supposed to see that's already came out. So surely we'll see something soon.
I hope so, because I haven't seen it either. I haven't really even looked, to be honest,
Hmm.
but maybe with some internet sleuthing, I can find
Yeah.
something.
Oh, so then we jump into Marvel Animation. Uh, Marvel Animation, first thing they went over was Marvel Zombies. We still don't get a release date for Marvel Zombies, but we do get some information on they release like some little bit of footage and let them see it. And it's going to be
Hmm.
a 4 episode series.
Yes.
It's rated TV mature, which we already knew, but it shows out starts showing Shang-Chi, Aquafina, and Wenwu fighting zombies, and they're going at it back and forth. And Shang-Chi actually gets bit on the arm. Well, we see Wenwu rush over to him, and he gives him the 10 rings, and the 10 rings actually stop the infection before it gets to him. But when Wenwu does that, it actually sacrifices his life.
Okay.
And then after it sacrifices his life, then there's like a 5 year time lapse, and everything's kind of like a Mad Max setting,
Yeah.
apocalyptic look on everything. And and then they're actually fighting him and Aquafina, Shang-Chi are fighting a whole bunch of scrolls. And then that's pretty much the base of what little bit of footage lets them see. So
Yeah.
uh
It also said that it was going to continue off of the What If episode of
yep.
the zombies. I think it was episode 5 or something like that.
Hmm.
So this is like a sequel of or a continuation of that episode. So
Yeah,
I love that episode. I
I
love
do
What
too.
If. What If did nothing wrong in my eyes thus far.
Mhm.
And I, you know, as I always say, I'm excited. I'm excited with anything Marvel, so I have nothing else to say really.
So with that being a 4 episode series, do you think we're gonna get like a longer episodes on this, or do you think there'll be like 30 minute episodes? Because there's not a whole lot of stories they're going to tell besides this, or do you think we may get like 4 1 hour episodes?
No, I think we're gonna go with the probably maybe like an in between of like 45 minutes, but I don't
Hmm.
think they're gonna be an hour long. I think it's gonna be somewhere between 30 and 45 minutes.
Gotcha. And I think there's gonna be like one part of it. This wasn't talked about or seen at D23, but America Chavez. Or no, not America Chavez. I'm sorry, Ms. Marvel is actually going to be kind of like leading a team or something like that against zombies and trying to fight to find a cure. So I think one of the episodes is going to be also with that, or maybe throughout all the episodes. However they structure it, I'm not really sure. But yeah,
Yeah.
she's supposed to be like on a mission, leading a team trying to find the cure to save the Earth. So yeah, I'm ready for it. I love zombies. My next cosplay that I'm going to attempt to do is a zombie cat. So I'm like, I've already got 3 different cap outfits. So, why not go ahead, do some custom prosthetics and try to do a zombie cap? Uh, Two of my favorite things, cap and zombies. So, yeah, I used to do prosthetics and cosplay as zombies when The Walking Dead was really big and hot and
Okay.
heavy. I was a huge Walking Dead fan. And so,
Nerd.
oh, yeah, for sure. I'm excited though. Never in my life would I thought I could combine two complete opposite cosplays and make them into one, and it actually makes sense. That's real. So
Well, now you get to, and it
I
does
know
make sense with what we got going on. So
for sure.
I can't wait to see what you do with it too. That's gonna be badass.
No pressure. No pressure.
No,
I want to
no,
try to do some of the prosthetics where like I did this before and it was probably one of my favorites. But so I had a ceramic mold of my face that I did, and so I was building it on my face, and it was like an exposed, open up jaw, and so like you see like all teeth from the molars all the way up to the front, and I took like fake fingernails, like a set of fake fingernails, cut them out in the shape of teeth, so it felt and looked like real teeth,
ew.
and yeah, like oh, it was so sick, and I think that's the route I'm gonna try to go with it. But yeah,
You ever seen Melina from Mortal Kombat?
uh,
Okay, well that's what it kind of reminds me of. I'll have to send you a picture.
yeah,
She's
for
got like
sure.
the wide open teeth thing. It's
Oh,
it's
really?
it's nasty, gnarly looking. Um, Megan the Stallion actually like cosplayed as her on her Instagram too.
Really? That's cool.
Yeah, with the teeth.
Hmm.
So I yeah, I can
Oh
see
yeah.
that. That'd be pretty neat.
Then after Marvel Zombies, we got some What If season 3 news. Good, bittersweet for me actually. Probably for you because you're a huge What If fan as well.
Yeah.
Uh, so with the What If. they're talking about the season 3 is going to actually wrap the storytelling of this. There's not
Of the
going to be
Watcher,
any,
yeah.
yeah, of the Watcher. So do you? With that being said, though, you think we'll get more What If just without the Watcher, or you think that's just they're done?
No, I think that's gonna be it because like how else would they do it?
Right.
You
It
know,
doesn't make sense without him.
right. But in D23, you got to see Sam as Cap saying "Avengers Assemble," which was pretty neat. We got to see
Yes.
Moon Knight. We got to see a glimpse of White Vision,
Hmm.
but it wasn't tied to season 3 of What If. But we got to see it in the early montage of them introducing the Marvel animation uh, piece. So I don't really know much about White Vision
Hmm.
because haven't done really any comic research on that.
Right.
But just having Captain America saying "Avengers Assemble" again is going to be pretty
Oh
neat.
yes. Yeah, and I wonder if they're going to go with the White Vision, like anything from the comics, or if they're actually going to kind of stick more along the lines of this White Spectre Vision that we got from WandaVision, but just kind of put him like in another universe, but it be
Mhm.
more styled after him than it is the one in the comics. I'm really curious to see which route they go. I know that when they were talking about this, the creators of it, they said that for this being the final arc of the series, they have taken some really big swings for this season, and
Good.
yeah, and they're anxious to see like how the fans love it and how they react to it.
Hmm.
And one episode they actually showed, I think, some footage of while it was at D23, while they were at D23, and it's going to be more of a mech inspired episode. And it's
Okay.
going to be called "Go Avengers: Heroes of Gamma War." Yeah, and so like when they do the Avengers Assemble, all
Mm-hmm.
the Avengers mech suits combine into one giant suit, kind of like Power Rangers and
Oh
stuff.
my
Yes,
god.
yes, and yeah, I don't know, I'm anxious, and like you were saying, Moon Knight is going to be in it, and that's one of my favorite newer characters, and
Hmm.
Oscar Isaac is playing his voice in this,
Yeah.
and Teyonah Paris is also reprising her voice for Monica Rambeau. So
Hell
I,
yeah.
I love it with Marvel when I know some of the characters aren't like that. You have Josh Keaton that does Steve Rogers, and there's some other ones, like the Tony Stark's not Robert Downey Jr. But I love that they try to get as much as the live action characters to play the voice and the animated. To
Hmm.
me, it just connects with you more. And,
Yeah.
and at least the ones that they don't, they sound very similar to them.
Yeah.
And to me, it just makes it that much more of a higher tier than any other animation. Which, like, I know DC has great animation, but to me, that just steps it up another notch for Marvel doing that for me. And Marvel finally has got some good animation coming out over the past couple years and coming out in the future. Because I'm not gonna lie, like I've loved the '90s animation for Marvel, but then you had that weird lull to me, like in the mid 2000s up to just here recently, where they finally really stepped up their game when it wasn't the best. But yeah, I'm excited. And what if season 3 actually doesn't have a date either? But I
Correct.
think we are getting it next year sometime,
Yeah,
maybe.
they said that theoretically, because everything with the Marvel animation, they
Mm-hmm.
said 12 to 18 months is when we could
Mm-hmm.
theoretically get it. So I think with this, because they've been doing it kind of like every year,
Mm-hmm.
hopefully we will be getting it next year in 2025. But we do actually also in D23 hear that Robert Downey Jr. will be coming back as Iron Man just for like a short little thing. It's going to be for a Disney ride. It's called like the Stark Flight Lab. So it's just going to be like a Disney attraction, probably like a hologram or some type of video screen footage
Heck
with
yeah,
him.
gives
Yeah.
me another reason to go back. So
I don't know if it's Disneyland or Disney World. It's
mm.
one of the two.
If they're smart, they put them in both. So
I think that they already have an Avengers land in Disney World in Orlando.
hmm
So it would make sense to put it there.
well,
But I
they
don't
have an
know.
Avengers campus in Disneyland.
Oh, okay. I didn't
So
know.
yeah, I've never been to the one in Florida. I actually, for the first time ever, just went a year ago to Disneyland in California,
Okay.
And yeah, Avengers Campus was so cool. I'm not gonna lie, so cool. And Galaxy's Edge Star Wars, I did not want to leave. Like I revisited it five times in one day. Like it literally. I'm not even trying to get off on a tangent doing this, but like it no like oh my god, it will make you so giddy and so happy. Like they literally, it feels like you're on a planet from Star Wars. It feels like
Okay.
you're like even the people that selling you food, the people that selling you souvenirs, like they have their stands done up like local marketers on a planet. They're dressed like them. They stay in character to talk to you like that. Like it's wild. Like it's
I
yeah.
mean, Disney's known to do that. That like their characters do not break
Mhm.
at all. Uh, as a Florida native, like I grew up at Disney World.
Lucky.
And Universal and all of those parks in Orlando.
Right.
But I haven't been back really since. I went once when I turned 21, and I only remember this because I remember going to Epcot, which is one of the parks, and they had like their Mount Everest, and it was the first time ever that I rode it, and it was amazing. But I remember having a drink there. So I was just like, okay, cool. I was 21 at the time. I do remember that, but I haven't been back since then. So I
Nice.
haven't been for like the Toy Story land that they opened.
Hmm.
The Star Wars land hadn't been opened yet. Um, all of those attractions really hadn't been opened when I had gone. So I
Ah,
do have to eventually go back, probably to the Disneyland though, because I'm
right.
closer to that side
So
now.
what we need to do then is we just need to plan a Fundamentals group trip. Me, you, Deontay, and AD, and we just plan a whole like 3 days for Disneyland. That's what we
Okay.
need to do.
How many like so I'm sorry, this is going a little bit off on a tangent, but
Yeah, no, you're good.
Disneyland,
Hmm.
is it how many parks is it? Is it just one ginormous like
No,
aquatic
so
land or
I think it's split up into two.
okay.
If I remember correctly, it's split up into two because like when you get to like the main entrance, you get dropped off, whatever. I know you can go this way and this way, and it's split into two is what it is.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
And I know it's slightly smaller than Disney World, but it's so memorable. Oh, core memory, core memory.
Yeah, Disney World has 4. So,
Oh, really? Whew.
yeah,
Well, maybe
yeah.
I'm wrong. Maybe. Well, no, I think so. Like, okay, let me take this
I do
back.
know that
I
the
think
Plaza Land is
there's
smaller, so
multiple parks, but I
okay.
think there's like actual like two entrances. Like it's divided up into two entrances, but then like this entrance has maybe a couple different parks or whatever, and then this one's a couple. I could be wrong if I'm saying this, but this is what I'm remembering from my memory. Because like
Okay,
I know you had like different lands, like
okay. Like Tomorrowland and stuff like that?
yeah, you had Tomorrowland, and you had a Pixar area, then you had the Star
Mhm.
Wars area, then you had the Avengers. Uh, I don't remember the rest. I don't know, but anyways,
It's cool. I can do some research. I'll
yeah,
figure it out. I'll plan it.
yeah, we should definitely do this. That would be so fun.
Yeah, I mean, I love the Anaheim area anyway, so
Oh yeah,
I'd
well,
be
my
down.
uncle too lived there for in around Anaheim, Seal Beach area, for like 14 years. So it was really cool, kind of like sentimental stuff too. Like we went and visited some of his favorite places when we went, and yeah, I love it. I definitely want to go back.
All right, sounds like
But
we're gonna make a trip. We're
and at
gonna figure it
Galaxy's Edge, you get to drink the blue milk. So yeah,
out.
and believe it or not, it actually tastes good. I swear to God, it tastes good. At
Is it
first, I'm like,
actual milk though?
no, 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 it's not.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Well, when I heard they had blue milk, I was asked, like, "Are you gonna try the blue milk?" I'm like, no. And then like when I seen it, and then I seen a lot of people drinking it. My curiosity got the best of me. I'm like, okay, I gotta try it. And I'm like, okay, this really isn't blue milk, but this is really good,
It's like in Harry Potter, you gotta have the butterbeer.
right?
But anyway, going back to
Yeah, yeah,
D23, which happened in Anaheim, I think, right? It happened in Anaheim.
yeah. I believe so, actually.
Yeah. So not that far off topic, but anyway,
Yeah,
we
it
got
was
to
related.
see we got to see some friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Um,
Yes.
Pictures that actually came out on the internet, and here you get to see a lot of the characters that they're bringing forth, and you get to see Strange there. Really excited about that. um, that there had been so many times that people thought that this was going to get canceled, and I'm glad that it didn't. I love Spider-Man.
Hmm.
It's
It's a name
one
change too. because it was supposed to be Spider-Man for the longest time freshman year,
Yeah.
and they actually went a different route where it was going to be, I think, voiced by Tom Holland, and Charlie Cox is actually going to voice Daredevil and be his, uh, I think, some kind of mentor or teacher or something like that in this. But then they completely renamed it, and I think went a completely different route. So
Hmm.
yeah.
In a couple of articles that you did get to read, there was something that caught my eye is that you got to
Mhm.
see Norman Osborn as the man in the chair.
Mm.
Um, super cool because they're like best buds, and that would make sense that like eventually in one of the universes, like he tells him that he's Spider-Man, and maybe he never got to have the Venom suit that we got to see in the
Mhm.
Spider-Man 2 video game. um so I can't wait to see that.
And he's actually being voiced by Coleman Domingo, which is who I've been saying. If they do a recast for King, I would like to see him as that. And he was approached by a couple interviewers, and he's like, "Oh, it'd be nice, but I haven't heard anything from Marvel." He's like, "But if I would," and this is where like I'm like, "Oh, it just makes sense now." He was giving little feelers out, but without
Yeah.
telling us. So
Hmm.
he literally said he's like, if I ever play anything for Marvel, he's like, I want it to be like a big bad villain. He's like, I want to play a big bad villain. And he said that, he's the man in the chair helping Peter out in this. But then he says at the end of the day, he actually is the ultimate villain in this series.
Yeah.
He, so
He
so
said that he was making selfish choices,
yes.
which is amazing because, like, can you imagine being that man in the chair with all of that power,
Oh
and
yeah.
then uh, being the one that's like, all right, well, now I'm gonna like have you fuck some shit up, and then like now Peter Parker is like, like, do I really want
Right.
to do this? Like, my person's saying to do this, so
And they gave some footage, and you got to hear Coleman play Osborn's voice, and they said it's iconic. They said his voice is just chef's kiss for Norman Osborn. They said it's very villainous, it's very strong, and they said it's great. Uh, but we also get to see there's like gonna be a lot of characters in this, so
yeah.
it's like I'm actually glad they went another route with this, and it's not going to be like a animated version of telling us about Peter Parker's origin story. This is going to be placed in another universe now, uh, and to find that out makes me happy, especially seeing all these animated characters that's on this cover art. But
Yeah.
then you see like a giant horned symbiote looking creature. I mean, there's some wicked creatures, and like you said, Doctor Strange. In the footage they showed, actually, I think Doctor Strange came through a portal and is actually
Hmm.
fighting this giant horned symbiote creature.
Yeah.
Which it may not be a symbiote, but to me it looks like a symbiote.
I think the
Uh,
article said it was a blue and black symbiote that came
okay,
out
cool,
with him.
cool. I wasn't sure, but I knew it looked a lot like one, but it looks pretty large and demonic. But oh yeah, here's a picture of Coleman Domingo's Norman Osborn too. So definitely got the Norman Osborn vibes. But I think this is gonna be great. I'm super excited. And like the artwork to me, and I think this is what they were going for too, was it's paying homage to the original Spider-Man cartoon artwork, and
Hmm.
it definitely has that feel from the early. I think it was late 60s, early 70s when that cartoon first came out. It definitely has that feel of that kind of artwork.
Neat. So if it has that 60s vibe to it, do you think you're gonna see any like Fantastic Four stuff or
That would be wild. What would be wild is what if this took place in that same universe and it's animated and it's a one and done season type thing, and that's just giving us more food to eat on from that universe that they don't have to worry about making in live action, and it's already going to be destroyed by the end of Fantastic Four by Galactus. That would
yeah?
be fun. That I did not think about that.
Because this
That
is like, what if this is the what if? Like instead of having what
yeah.
if, this is what they're
Oh
gonna do. Is that they're gonna bring in pieces of different like universes, or
yeah,
multiverses or whatever.
that's a sick idea. I love that. That's
Yeah.
great. Oh man, now, like you have these great theories, and now I'm gonna be like so upset if they don't follow these because that's the only thing that makes sense now.
I'm sorry. Doesn't mean
Uh,
like if they don't do it this time, doesn't mean that they won't do it in the future. Maybe
right.
they'll hear these grand ideas on
Yeah,
fundamentals and be like, "She's onto something. Let's do that," and then they actually end up doing it. So we never
they
know.
should. They should that or just bring us on board and let Marvel hire us. bring us onto the writing team.
I
That's
have lots
simple.
of ideas in my brain. Knowledge.
Knowledge. And next on the animated list, we have Eyes of Wakanda, something we've heard about for a couple years now. Ryan Coogler's also over this. Super excited for this. So this is going to take place over 4 different time periods, and it's pretty much giving you stories of the Wakandan war dogs. It's not going to be centered on Black Panther. It's just pretty much the war dogs in like 4 different time pieces, and how they've handled things, the different fights they've come across, struggles and what have you. I do think it would be awesome though to see like maybe a couple of them maybe giving reports to Black Panther, so we can see like an evolution of the Black Panther suit and character throughout the time periods. I think that would be awesome.
That would be pretty neat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because like we get T'Chaka's grandfather, on one, and someone else, because the Black Panther suits have always looked different when it's been worn by someone.
Yeah.
So I think that would be kind of neat. But I'm super excited for this. Ryan Coogler and Todd Harris actually took the stage, and Harris cracking a joke saying everybody in Wakanda's got 6 packs. He's like, even the cake baker can kill anybody if he needs to. So yeah. And then the other exciting thing, and I'm kind of curious to see which route they go, and it makes sense because once again, just like Black Panther, the mantle's been worn through different people throughout time.
Mhm.
It's been proven that we're getting Iron Fist in this series. And I don't know if we're just going to probably get like a scene with him in one of those time periods. And Iron Fist mantle has been carried throughout time by different people as well. Danny Rand wasn't just the only Iron Fist. So I think it would be awesome to see a way back past version of Iron Fist held by someone else, and maybe even see them team up with some of the Wakandans against somebody. I don't know. I'm excited for this. I think it could be awesome. So,
I can hear
and
that.
I don't think that we got a release date for this either.
Mm-mm. No,
But
all of the animated stuff that we're talking about,
yeah,
there hasn't been any release dates, unfortunately. Still that 12 to 18 month kind of time
mm,
period. So we'll keep our eyes up for you guys, and we'll let you know as they come out, and we'll let you know on our episodes as we
for
always
sure.
do.
And like I would like to think this was going to come out sooner than some of these others, because like they actually started working on the Eyes of Wakanda back when Infinity War was being made.
Yeah, that was like what,
Uh,
2021 or
I think
no
it's
before that?
no, it's before that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's like 2018. So yeah, because I think Endgame came out in 2019, if I'm not mistaken. So it's been in the works, and with it being with Ryan Coogler, being so heavily involved in the live action stuff, it really makes me happy that they're going to stick really good and true to what we've known and seen the buildup of Wakanda and Wakandans and stuff like that, and it's going to be super relatable, not nothing crazy far off base. And we're going to be like, oh, that don't make sense, but
But with the footage, we didn't really get to see Iron Fist himself. We just got to see a glowing fist, which
right,
immediately is like, okay, well, I mean,
right,
that's Iron Fist, you know.
yeah.
But like you were saying, it's only a 4 part series, so we'll see what they really do with it.
And then last but not least on Marvel Animation, X-Men 97. So X-Men 97 season, I think they're actually in the process of doing season 3 right now. So something that's went way over good. I think it's the
Hmm.
first thing in Marvel for Rotten Tomatoes to score 100% on. Uh, Fans loved it. It gives us the nostalgia. They're doing it
Hmm.
right. God, they're doing it right. So many of the original voice casts. But we get confirmation that in season 2 we're getting the shape shifting mutant Danger that's going to be in it, and like if I'm not mistaken, like she's a shape shifting mutant that has something to do with like ties to the Danger Room or something like that. I think, or somehow was formed. I could be wrong. I may be making a mistake. I'm sure I'll be called out on it in the comments later if that's the truth. But if I'm right, please back me up. But yeah, and we're also getting the X-Men. They're going to be sporting the new suits inspired by Grant Morrison's X-Men run that
Hmm.
was drawn by Frank Quitely. Uh, Lenore Zane, who plays Rogue, she says that Rogue's going to be going on a hero's journey in this season, and also Bishop is confirmed to play a much larger role than he did in season one
Hmm.
of this, telling the story and what's going on. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, he's
we
going to
can.
be back from wherever he went.
Mhm.
So he's going to be there. We do know that Nightcrawler is also going to be in
Yep.
this season. Um, Obviously, just awesome stuff. At D23, when they announced it, they had Rogue and Wolverine come out. Their voice actors
Hmm.
and or
Cal
just
died.
actors in general.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I remember. Sorry, quick side note. Um, when I went to Phoenix Fan Fusion and I got to see the X-Men 97 panel,
Uh-huh.
amazing, by the way. But
Nice.
the Lenore, she had said that we're not called voice actors, we're just actors because everything that we have to do has to be with emotion. And
Mm.
when she was holding Gambit and said that I can't feel you, quote, she was thinking of, like, I think it was her niece that had died of cancer, and like she taps into things in real life to get those full
Mm.
emotions. So not voice actors, actual actors is
Actors.
my
Hey,
quick
fair enough.
segue.
I have no problem saying that at all.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So we got to see Wolverine and Rogue come out onto stage, and crowd went wild.
I got to meet
I
Cal Dodd one day. I got pictures with him. That plays Wolverine's voice.
badass.
Oh yeah, and
I'm so jealous.
he actually wears a set of claws for pictures and stuff like that. His wife, I guess, is his agent, or they kind of take care of everything together. So they a lot of their shows, his wife tags along, and like they're the funnest couple to talk to. Like we sat there and just talk. Got some great pictures, and thought we was going to get one. He's like, no. He's like, let's do multiple poses. He's like, here, let's take a bunch of pictures. Took like 6, 7 different pictures with our phone.
That's
One,
amazing.
one he acted like he was stabbing me in the face with the claws. Like so fun. Like great guy. Uh, yeah, and then I was watching a thing with Brandon Davis on Phase Zero podcast, and
Mhm.
he actually got to do a panel at D23 as well. I think with animation, Disney animation, but he got backstage, got to meet Lenore, and he's like, they introduced him to her, and they're like, she's the voice of Rogue. He's like, oh, I know. He said he went to shake her hand. She said, how you doing, sugar? And he said, I just got goosebumps because he's like, she
Ah,
said it in like the Rogue, voice and everything. And he's like,
that's her voice. Like she
yeah,
comes out and she just
yeah.
talks. That is her voice.
And he's like, I was just so giddy, such a giddy fan moment. But man,
I I think I would fall on the floor and just be like, "You're amazing." Like, I follow her on Instagram. One of the few celebrities that I do follow,
hmm
but she's just like an all around amazing human being. She'll see like fans out in public and she'll just take photos with them, and she's just very personable. It's
oh yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, I've watched a lot of interviews and like different behind the scenes deals, and she looks like a fun person. Like it'd be so cool just go like spend a day with, hang out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. I'm like, I I will pay for all of your meals and drinks and whatever you want to
Yes.
do. Just hang out with me, please.
Yes.
uh, yeah, total fangirl moment. But she was walking around, and she was actually hanging out with Storm, which I think is like so cool too.
That is so cool.
And I'm just like, oh my god, if I was a fly just zooming around
Mm.
that park that they were like walking around or whatever it was, I just yeah. Storm is my favorite, but I do love her as well.
Just the whole cast. Let's hang out with the whole cast for one
Oh
day.
yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Still, we'll buy all your drinks and food. Let's just hang out with us. We'll make it worth your time.
So you ready to go into some Star Wars news?
I am. Let's break out some Star Wars media. I'll let you kick it off.
Okay. So, if any of you know anything about me, I'm a huge Lego fan. I love Lego movies, Lego video games, Legos, the actual Legos that you put together. because it's
Oh yeah.
pretty much just like a puzzle. So something that we got to see out of D23 is the Lego Star Wars building or rebuild the galaxy. So this does have a date, and it's September 13th of this year. It's a little 4-part mini series that we get to see a couple of photos from. And there they are. You get to see Darth Jar Jar, which I think is hilarious. And we also know that Mark Hamill is returning as Luke Skywalker. And amazing actor. He does the voice of Joker. And I have nothing but
Iconic.
good things to say about this man.
They says we're going to get Ewok bounty hunters in this. Yes.
Let's go.
And Mark Hamill said that his Luke Skywalker in this universe is going to be more like, it's not going to be your typical Luke Skywalker that we're used to. He's going to be like a surfer dude vibe. And I think, let me pull this picture back up. I think that's him in the bottom left. And now him saying that is surfer dude vibe. Look at that.
Oh my god.
So I am, yes, I'm almost sure that's who that is. I'm here for it
What's
though.
up,
Like
dude? Give
it's
me that
kind of
blue
cool
milk.
because it's kind of like we're getting a Star Wars What If series, you know, but
Yes.
Lego versions. So
Yeah. No, I mean that's really what Lego is. Like, so like I have a stepson, his name's Adrian, and he can't watch some of the Harry Potter movies because they get darker as they go.
right,
Because the cast gets older and everything, so we can't watch past 3. Because
gotcha.
number 4 is where Cedric Diggory dies, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's not ready for that in his life yet. So what we ended up doing is he and I played through the entire Lego Harry Potter video game, like
Nice.
part
Okay.
1 and part
Okay.
2.
Right.
And so like he got to see like the continuation of the story, but he didn't understand like the bad things, you know, that ended up happening. So it was a cool way to get like a kid into the you know, the series itself. Like he loves Harry Potter, like 1, 2, and 3, but
Right.
doesn't go past that.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. I wonder if like Darth Jar Jar, if he's gonna, you know, kind of talk something similar. Like, surely he's got to Gungan
I
style
hope
and
he
be like,
does.
Misa gonna kill you, sa, or something like that. Like that'd be epic.
Oh my god.
And
That's
also the
amazing.
original person that played Jar Jar, which is I can't think of his name. I think it's Ahmed Best, I believe is his name. He's actually voicing him too. So
Yeah.
we're going to get the actual legit Jar Jar voice too, original Jar Jar voice.
Yeah, they did get a bunch of the name actors to
Nice.
revoice the characters in this. So, yeah, I love Lego and Star Wars, the older ones, but
Right.
this is something that I actually would watch. So something else that came out of D23 was a skeleton crew. A couple of visuals that we got to see, as well as I think, did we get a trailer from this? I can't remember.
Yes, we also got a trailer for this.
Yeah. So this is coming out on December 3rd.
Yep.
It has 8 episodes. I don't really have much more to say about it.
Yeah, I mean, of course I'm going to watch it. Like you said, it's Star Wars, so we're going to watch it. Not something I'm the most excited about. I hope it's great. I really am. But so you have Jude Law in it, like you said, and he said Jude Law in an interview said that, or actually at D23 on stage, he said this is a coming of age story, and it's a timeless adventure, he calls it. But the characters accidentally like get onto the ship and they blast off from their planet. So the series is also going to be told through the perspective of the children. So I'm thinking this is going to be more for a younger age, or it's going to be more geared to getting younger age kids interested in Star Wars, maybe with the live action.
Okay.
But I hope it's not too much. I want it to be something we can enjoy and like. But they said it's going to have definitely Goonies vibes about it. So we'll see. You know, we'll see what happens. But
Goonies is my weakness. Never say die.
But with it being told through the perspective of the kids, you know, it makes you really wonder how simplified it's going to be, or if it's not. Because I mean, we see Stranger Things, and that's very heavy around a base of kids, and that's a phenomenal series.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things that's up in the air. I have no idea. Nothing about it just looks complete. I'm so amazing, but
Mhm.
I'm not also trash talking it either. I got to give it a shot. I mean,
Has this been rated yet, like, at all, or
I
I
don't
didn't
think
see
so.
anything about it.
I haven't
Okay.
seen anything about ratings.
All right. So the next thing that we see come out of D23 for 2025
Mhm.
is Andor season 2.
Yeah.
I didn't watch season 1,
Okay.
but from what I heard about season 1 was that it was pretty good. The visuals that came out of this
Mhm.
also seem pretty good, unique.
Yep.
So this has 12 episodes that is supposed to be coming out. Yeah. What else do
Yeah,
we got?
Diego Luna's gonna be back in it, obviously, as we know, and he also said that the new season will span over a period of 4 years. So from start to finish, there will be about a 4-year time lapse that we'll see through have happen throughout story, which at the end of this season, will lead right up prior to the Rogue One story. So, but yeah, season one I like for it being more of an espionage, Star Wars show. It wasn't, with people with powers, no lightsabers, no nothing like that. I feel like it was well done. I'm not gonna lie, so it was one of those shows that I threw on at night when I was in bed tired, and so it took me a little bit to actually get traction on watching it. Not because it
Mm,
was bad or anything, but because I was trying to watch it every time I was tired. And when it's espionage movies, when it's come like that, there's not a whole lot of just bam bam in your face action. So once I actually attempted to watch it fully awake, it was good. I couldn't stop watching it. So I'm
okay.
definitely anxious and excited to look into this or to watch this. I mean, I think it's gonna be great, and I love Rogue One story. So off of the trilogies of Star Wars, to me, Rogue One was one of the better Star Wars movies that they've made.
Mm.
And it was awful because you knew how it was going to end, and
But
like
you still had that hope.
yes, but you
You had
still
that hope that
I
it
caught
wasn't gonna happen.
I caught myself rooting for them. Like you can do this.
Yeah.
I know what happened in Episode 4, but no, we're going to turn this around.
Mhm. You're gonna somehow survive. This is gonna be the
Yeah,
multiverse for Star Wars, and you're gonna survive. Everything's gonna be amazing. Just go ahead and sit on that beach. Just sit on
right. Right. But, oh,
it. But
yeah.
no.
Now I'm sad thinking about it again.
So the last piece of news that we got out of D23 with Star Wars is the Mandalorian and Grogu. Uh,
Yes.
so this finally is back in the works. This is coming out May 22nd of 2026. So we do have like a 2-year time frame that we're gonna have to wait for this. Pedro Pascal is still in it. So I'm excited. I do like
Yeah.
I do like him playing the Mandalorian. I love Grogu because he's Grogu. He's Baby
Right.
Yoda, you know. So
They're
yeah.
actually in the process of filming it right now. And they actually showed a little short bit of footage, but I didn't find any description of yet online of what it was over. Which I guess one good thing for Pedro Pascal, he's also filming Fantastic Four, but he's really just got to lend his voice towards this movie majority of the time, unless he takes his helmet off in this that we don't know about. But yeah, so he's actually doing two movies right now at the same time. So you know that guy has like a crazy busy schedule. But at least we did get this new title card, which was nice. Got some little visual art to it. But man, that's still such a long ways off.
But we have
2026.
we have a couple of Star Wars things to hold us off until then. You never
It's
know if they're
true.
going to
It's
come
true.
out with something else
Yeah,
before then because they
fair enough.
just announced the Lego,
Yeah,
rebuild the galaxy, and it's like a month away. So
yeah,
it's crazy the turnaround was for some things, how quiet they keep some things.
for sure.
Um, so yeah, it's wild. Disney's out here doing crazy things.
But we're happy about them. I mean, most of them, most of them.
All right, you ready to talk about the rest of D23 and what we had happen?
Yeah, let's start the educated wish entertainment section.
All right, so on D23, part of that first Friday night, where we got a bunch of updates about Marvel stuff. We ended up actually getting a something that I would like to call sequel galore.
There we go.
Um,
Lots of sequels.
yeah. So we already know that we have Moana 2 coming out this November on the 27th, right? Competing with Wicked.
Right.
But we also got Tron 3 as Tron Ares,
Yeah.
which is coming out October 10th, 2025. We got to hear that they have a Zootopia 2 in the works, and that's coming out November 26th, 2025. Avatar 3, which is your Ash and Fire, and that is coming out on December 19th,
Hmm.
2025. If you need to talk about any of these while I'm just rattling them off, let me know.
No, you're good. So actually, in the Tron 3, we get a artwork with Nine Inch Nails,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
so I guess like that whole entire soundtrack's gonna be nothing but Nine Inch Nails music, which is interesting.
I think that the main song is going to be by Nine Inch
Oh, you think
Nails,
so? That's what it is.
but I
Okay.
don't think the whole entire soundtrack.
Okay.
Like Tron Legacy had amazing soundtrack. I love
Uh.
that soundtrack, and every now and then I'll just listen to the soundtrack. I don't rewatch the movie.
Right.
Um, but I do love like the Tron kind of like uh, EDM type vibe
Right.
that they got going on. So I think that it's really only going to be the main like theme song that they're going to have Nine Inch Nails do. Maybe two at the most, but I don't think the
Gotcha.
whole
I
entire
I,
thing.
I was wondering because I was like, when I seen that, I was like, my God. And I read somewhere where someone's just wondering about that. And I was like, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm like 9 Inch Nails. I mean, kudos to y'all to get that to happen if that's true. With the Avatar 3 Fire and Ash, we finally get the third name from it. And James Cameron actually, like, they're filming this right now, and he was on stage and he flew 7,000 miles from New Zealand to attend the expo and to talk to them about this and tease some artwork. Say they're going to get new culture. We're going to get organic sailing ships. There's going to be a lot of flying things in this movie. The Fire Navi, uh, but he says like this one is going to blow everybody's mind. Which I think he was a little let down for like what the second one did. And what some people are like, oh, this is a filler movie.
I
To
mean, if you
me,
wait like 10 years to do another movie,
right,
I don't
right,
know really what you expect. It's
yeah,
not a Pirates of the Caribbean. It's not an Incredibles where it's like nostalgia. This is
yeah,
Avatar.
right.
I
But he
mean,
says,
Avatar 1 did like really, really well, but
oh
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah, for sure. And I love one. The second one, I was just not impressed. Like it felt so much like a definite, almost like a filler episode, but it was a movie. Uh, but he
didn't
says
watch
this. He says this
it.
third movie is definitely going to be what the fans want to see. So I think he took the criticism pretty hard from the second movie, and supposedly this is going to be jam packed with great stuff. So James Cameron, we'll see.
So the next thing chronologically on our list is Freakier Friday.
Yes.
So I I feel the nostalgia with this one.
Oh,
So
for sure.
obviously, this is going to have lots of people coming back to the movie theaters. The last time that we saw a Freaky Friday, which was a remake, there was a Freaky Friday that was back in like the 80s or whatever.
Hmm.
This one was a 2003. Um, so finally a sequel. We do know that Mark Hamill is going to be in it, as well as Chad Michael Murray. This is coming out next year in 2025. We don't know the exact date, but I'm excited to see Lindsay Lohan back in things now that like she's better mentally.
She looks good too. Like she
Yeah,
looks like she's in a good place.
yeah,
Like so. And Jamie Lee Curtis, that woman, she can be as mean thing she wants. I
she's
love her
so
acting, man.
badass.
Yes, like there's nothing she can't do. Like
Yeah,
she just played the mom in the last season of The Bear, and man, like you should see her acting on that. Like it it literally like how she made her son feel like the main character in The Bear. How he like she gave him anxiety. I don't have too bad anxiety problems. I've dealt with some anxiety but not much in my life.
Mhm.
Whew, watching the bear season, the latest season, she gave me anxiety. Like it made me want to pause and like step away and get some air and calm
Oh my
myself back
god.
down. Like you should watch it. Have you watched the bear at all?
No.
Oh my god! So y'all both need to watch the bear. Like it,
Okay.
I think there's
There's
three. Yeah, there's
3
three
seasons.
seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's good. It's really really good. And
It
if
sounds like they did a lot better than the Umbrella Academy last season.
oh
Yeah. Not
ouch,
a fan.
I
Yeah.
haven't watched it yet.
Yeah,
So,
I know.
oh.
That's all I'm gonna say about
Woo!
it.
Hey, I didn't expect that to come out of your mouth, but all right.
Yeah. Yeah. So after Freakier Friday, we had Toy Story 5. That's going to be the summer of 2026.
Yes.
Um, it's, the same Woody, Buzz, and they're dealing with kids that now have technology and how they're going to combat that, which
Right.
cool.
Toys versus tech.
Toy Story 5. Here we go.
They're about to become like the fantastic. Wow, the Fast and the Furious movies.
Yeah,
They're just
Toy
not going to
Story
stop.
5. Toys versus the man. No,
Yeah.
I mean,
Now the humans are our toys.
gross.
Yeah. Yeah.
But um I I don't know why they're doing this, but I guess get the money while you can. So we have more news about now they're saying Incredibles 3 is going to be coming out in 2027. As well as Frozen 3. And they're like, well, Frozen 3 is just a setup for Frozen 4. And I'm like, cool story, bro. This is where we're at in life. Um, I honestly would have to rewatch Incredibles 2, just
Hmm.
because I don't really remember it. I'm not downplaying it at all. I am excited for Zootopia 2.
Hmm.
Just to see like what they do with it, how they take it. I love Zootopia.
Well, yeah, Zootopia is great. It had great music in it too.
Yeah,
What that
Shakira.
song was Shakira? Yeah, I was supposed to say Shakira's song.
Try
Like
everything. Yeah.
that's one of those soundtracks like you still play even when you're not watching it from time to time. You sing along, get yourself singing along to it. Incredibles 1 was really great. To me,
Oh yeah.
Incredibles 2 was good. It was almost like it just a swap with the mom and dad.
Okay.
But once, so like that didn't impress me. That I don't feel like they got super creative in Incredibles 2 storyline. But I will
Mhm.
say Incredibles 2 has some amazing fight sequences in it
Okay.
that was better than the first one.
Did we
Or
get to
things
see
or not better,
Frozen?
but you didn't get to see. Uh, yeah, I believe he's in it. I'm pretty sure. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm pretty sure he's in it. It's been a
Uh,
while since I've watched it. So fun
yeah, I
fact,
watched it
actually,
in theaters.
I forgot about this. So Incredibles 2, when it came out to theater, me and my son went to go see it, and we had just gotten back from somewhere. We like was on a long trip, and we're like, man, Incredibles 2 came out. We should go see it for at least theaters, whatever. And we're like, let's go to the late show. And we'd been up like all day driving, like 6, 8 hours, whatever trip was. And so we went to the late show. I think then like they actually let it start like at 9:50. And we fell asleep in the middle of it because we were just so exhausted. Wild thing, I guess at the end of the night, the crew doesn't necessarily they want to hurry up and get out of there. So we woke up, theater empty, lights out. We're like, oh crap, the movie's over. Why didn't somebody even like pass by and wake us up? We walk out, the lobby lights are out. Every employee had left but two, and they were literally in the process of finishing sweep up the foyer and about to lock up and leave.
Oh my god. And nobody said there's two people in this.
Nobody even went in there to check. Like I guess at the end of the night, they just let that movie in because it was the last one, and they're like, "Oh, like I guess we'll clean up in the morning or something." I don't know. Nobody even walked in there to check to see if there's anybody left in there. Yeah, we about got locked in the movie theater throughout the night.
I mean, there's those exit doors. I'm sure that those don't
I bet
lock.
alarms. No,
That's their problem. Like,
right,
it's not
right.
your problem anymore.
But yeah, I'll never forget that. That was Incredibles too experience.
Oh my god. Yeah. No, I fell asleep during Incredibles 2 as well in theaters. Um, not for the same reason. That's all I'm
s-
gonna say.
speaking back on the Zootopia too, though, I'm
Yeah.
excited about that. But this is a big introduction into reptiles. And the reptiles supposedly have a shady past in Zootopia,
Okay.
and so that's like one of the main focal points on the second movie is going to be that.
What I was talking about with AD was I wish that they, like the real world, had
Hmm.
different departments, you know?
Right?
Um, so, like, you have, like, this department that's just for Zootopia, and that's where Officer Hops is. And then when now we're in the ecosystem of the forest or whatever, we get
Huh?
a different department with different actors that play different, characters, because there are different department, because they would have been more realistic. I
Right?
mean, it's an animal movie. How much
Right?
more
Right?
realistic do you want it to be? I guess, like, whatever. But that's what I was saying, was that, like, it would have been cool if, like, they put that extra little bit of detail into
True.
movies to make
Yeah.
kids
Oh
realize
yeah.
about different things.
No, I agree with you
Um,
100%.
So we got a couple of live action movies that were also announced, or
We
trailers
do.
that we got to see. So you want to go ahead and tell us about those?
Yeah. So we got a new trailer from Mufasa, Lion King.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, if I'm not mistaken, we've not gotten to see the younger version of Scar yet until this got released. So we actually get some footage of Mufasa and Scar, which his name wasn't originally Scar, obviously. Or thank God we found out the parents didn't name him Scar. Poor kid. But I can't think of the proper name of what he was given at birth. But I'm excited about this. I hope it's good. I need to go back before this comes out and rewatch the first live action one. But I like the original Lion King animated cartoon, one of my favorites. Like that's probably when I was a kid, one of the most worn out VHSs I had. So, but
It was definitely a classic. Yes,
yeah, and this gets
Pocahontas was
released.
mine.
Oh my god, there was actually probably about 20 Disney movies that was watched all the time. But the release date for Mufasa is December 20th of this year.
Yeah.
So yeah, excited about that. And I'd say like the visuals for them to be in live action when I first heard about this, before they did the first, I'm like, I don't know. But I think they're doing really well. For it to be, the animal kingdom and it's pretty much a lot of CGI, but they've done really well to me with me on the CGI.
Okay. I didn't watch
Next
the first live action,
uh
just because I didn't hear good things about it, and I was like, I'm not going to waste my time. Because
it's not bad. Like for live action, I think it's pretty decent. Like I'm
okay,
not I'm not gonna lie. Like I think it's about as good as you can get. Obviously, there's things you can nitpick here and there, but overall, it's worth watching.
it's a kids movie. Yeah.
This is true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, Next one I'm super excited about. Snow White.
Yeah.
Uh, oh my God. So the girl who plays Lucy Gray in the latest Hunger Games movie is playing Snow White, and then we have Gal Gadot playing the Evil Queen. And
She
let me
looks
tell you,
so badass.
imperfect. Like that is a literal perfect image, I think, of what I would expect the Evil Queen to look like from that cartoon. Like
Yeah.
on point, on
Yeah.
point.
I
We
can't
get
wait to see her talk to the magic mirror.
Yes, yeah. So we get a trailer. There's a trailer released. We get to see
Hmm.
the dwarfs in it. I wish the dwarfs looked a little slight more realistic than what we're seeing, but this is a trailer,
Yeah.
so maybe there's some tweaking and stuff like that they're going to do. Just like with the Red Hulk and different things we've seen in the past. We don't get a fully finished CGI effects in these trailers typically until we see it out on the big screen.
Hmm.
So, but this release date is March 21st of next year.
Hmm.
Super pumped. I think it's good. She sounds great singing in it. I Do you think Gal Gadot's going to sing, or do you think she'll have only speaking lines? Because like in these
So
live actions, they'll throw in a new song usually,
yeah,
and I wonder if they'll do that.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
So I was, like, looking to see if the Evil Queen even had a singing part in Snow White. I couldn't
Uh,
find anything. And I don't think
in the
that,
animated series,
right.
or maybe yeah, she don't.
Yeah. So I think that, like, if they were to add a new song, it would
Mm,
be like maybe the dwarves or maybe Snow
Yeah.
White. But I don't think that she would. But if she did, like I would hope that she has kind of like a Lana Del Rey kind of like raspy tone to her voice, like
Yeah.
when she
Yeah.
sings. Um, I hope so. Like I would, I wish it will happen. I do not think it will happen. Is
Right.
what I want to say.
Huh. I don't know, but man, the visuals of this looks great overall.
Yeah.
Super pumped. Snow White was another one that was watched a lot in our households. So, yeah. But probably the one I'm most excited and nervous about equally
Hmm.
is the Lilo and Stitch. So we are getting a Lilo and Stitch uh, live action, comes out in
Yeah.
2025. We get to see a visual here. Let's see, that's the visual they gave us
Yep.
at D23. I'm not gonna lie, I'm impressed. The visual of Stitch is not bad looking. It looks good to me. Uh, loved Lilo and Stitch cartoon. They had the short run series as well. You had the movies. The first one will always be my favorite.
You also
Uh,
had the series that came out.
right, and this is the movie that talks about Ohana. You know,
Yes.
Ohana
Ohana
means
means
family.
family.
Family
Yeah.
means nobody gets left
Nobody gets left
behind.
behind.
Yes.
Yes.
Uh,
I am more nervous than excited, honestly. Just
I hope you got
because
it
of what
right.
it is,
Yeah.
and because Lilo and Stitch is so near and dear to my heart that,
Mm.
especially with my last name being Stith, it's so close to Stitch.
Yeah.
That I hope that they do something right with it. They do have they have a couple of voice actors, or
Hmm.
you know, that are voicing Pumbaa, and that is, or not Pumbaa, sorry, Jump. Oh my God, my brain. Jumbo, or what the
Jamba,
Jump? Uh,
or am I
yeah,
wrong?
Pleakley,
Yeah, and
and
Jamba.
is it Jump? I don't know.
I don't know.
Um, but the rounder of the two is Zach Galifianakis
Uh huh.
is going to be the voice actor for that. I don't know if they're going to have him like dress up and what they're going to do with that yet. And then Billy Magnuson is going to be Pleakley.
Okay.
Um,
I was trying to look.
so
Jumba.
Jumba,
Yes.
yes, Jumba. There's an
Jumba.
A somewhere. I was like
Jumba Jukiba.
Jumbo.
It was going
Thank
to
you.
bother me until I looked it up. So.
So I'm excited for those two to see
Hmm.
their dynamic, especially because the Jumba and Pleakley like dynamic is hilarious in this movie,
Oh, for
especially if
sure.
they keep it realistic as to what the cartoon
And I'm
version
curious
is.
how their CGI is going to look.
I was like, are they going to do it like CGI, or are they going to just
Mm,
like be themselves because it's a live action and
right.
they're just going to play that part?
Hmm.
I don't know.
I don't know. Interesting. I don't know. I hope the cast is perfect. I hope it's done right. It needs to be done right, because like Lilo and Stitch has a huge fan base, and like if they don't do this service, like they are going to regret it, even
Yeah.
attempting it. So,
Yep. We
uh,
will not watch anything else that you put forward, even if you like try to like do it right.
right,
I
yeah,
will not.
no more. We'll boycott.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is it on the live action, and then we got some random additional stuff. You want to cover those real quick?
Yeah, absolutely. So we get to see a Win or Lose, and that's December 6th that's going to come out. It's a series all about like softball. It's Pixar's first ever series that's going to come out. So excited to see what they do with it because Pixar is amazing, right?
Oh yeah.
With everything that they put about. Sorry, excuse me. The next thing that we have is Elio, and that comes out on June 13th, 2025. Now, this originally was supposed to come out in 2024.
Hmm.
Due to writer strikes and everything, it got pushed back to 2025. It talks about a boy that ends up going to like an alien thing, like universe or their planet, and
Hmm.
acts as the leader of Earth.
Okay.
Earth is literally the
Oh,
name that
really?
he called it. Yeah, because he got like nervous and
Hmm.
said Earth. Um, it looks absolutely beautiful, breathtaking. Just the trailer that you got to see at D23, that is also out on YouTube. It's an absolutely beautiful trailer.
Also, is it Zoe Saldana supposed to be in this?
Yeah, she plays
Mhm.
an aunt, maybe of the child. I'm not really sure what her role in this
Okay.
is, because there's an aunt that has like a top secret clearance and at this facility, but has a phone in the facility. Anybody that knows anything, you don't do that. Um, so like it's like okay, but it's a kids movie. Like how is she gonna
Right.
talk to this kid? The next thing that we got to see was the Dream production that's going to come out in
Mm.
2025. That is out of the Inside Out, kind of like 1 and 2, that they're going to come out with that. Not really much about what that's going to look like yet.
No, pretty much it's just pretty much going to be focused on the studio inside your head that creates the dreams. But like anything that has to do with Inside Out, give it to us. Like
Yeah,
I still haven't made it yet to go see Inside Out 2. I'm going to before it gets out theaters. But the
yeah.
Inside Out storylines and I guess creation they've made it's so good. To me it's one of Pixar's best stuff.
Yeah, I think at the end of this month is when it's going to get released onto Blu-ray from what they said at D23. Like I can re-look into it and get
Mm,
you those dates so you know um, when it's going to come out to buy, and then after that it's going to come out on streaming.
gotcha.
The next thing that we got to see was the Percy Jackson and the Olympians trailer. This is going to be season 2. It's going to be based off of the Sea of Monsters uh,
Yep.
book.
Yeah, it's the second book.
And that's going to come out in 2025 as well. So going on to the following year, we only have one announcement, and that is something called Hoppers.
Let's stop and talk about this for a second.
It's I don't know how to correctly say this.
Okay, so it's about a child who takes on the brain of a robotic beaver or a beaver and is going undercover in the world of animals.
The world of beavers to understand like
Oh, just
how.
beavers? Okay.
Yes, from what I read, it was just about beavers. Um,
Interesting take on a story.
Mainly to say that this child is a female, and I don't know how I feel about that because that doesn't make me feel comfortable.
Right.
So
It's kind of a
I
strange
just
name to give it too if it's focusing on beavers, like, and you're gonna name it hoppers, which I guess I get maybe it's hopping in and out of the mind of this animal and maybe
and the girl.
back
Yeah.
into the girl, but
Yeah.
at the same time, I'm like, that's it's interesting take. I don't know.
Maybe like she can also like hop around to different beavers,
Yeah,
or if she makes an additional like robotic something frog gazelle.
That's what I read a deal that I don't know if it's going to be in this movie alone or maybe they plan on making more movies related after this. But I read it somewhere where like this is going to be like exploring the world of animals in general.
Okay.
So I didn't know like obviously if it's successful, they may make another one and it's something about a different type of animal and so forth. But I don't know. It's different.
I don't know. I could be completely wrong. It could be different animals, but the whole
Yeah.
beavers thing just totally threw me off. So I'm just saying that Hoppers is a movie about beavers.
Not
Um,
rabbits.
no,
Not kangaroos.
not gazelles,
Yeah.
not giraffes, not zebras, zebra. Um, beavers, not hippopotamuses, hippopotami. I don't know. Anyway, the last thing that we have to talk about for D23 is that The Rock stuck around after they talked about Moana 2 to talk about
Mhm.
Monster Jam.
Yeah,
So they're gonna make a movie with The Rock, and I guess he's gonna be the one driving one of the monster trucks. I've actually been to a monster rally
me too.
um, in my lifetime. I loved it. I did the whole like pregame in the parking lot, and then went in.
Oh,
And
nice.
I mean, like I wasn't drinking because I was a child, but
Right, right.
I very much remembered it. It was a lot of fun. Gravedigger is amazing.
That's
Everything
my
that
favorite,
you
actually.
you got to go early before it gets like all messed up because
Mhm.
they jump cars and they eventually like sometimes
Yeah.
wheels pop off. Oh, it's a wild
Now,
time.
now, did they say that this was going to be like a movie about diving into the world of monster truck drivers, or is this going to be like a Disney Plus series where he's going around driving them, but then also is it more of a documentary thing, or they didn't really give a whole lot of details? I don't think.
No, they just had the Monster Jam logo
Hmm.
and that like the Rock stayed out for it.
Hmm.
That's as much as
Yeah,
information that I
and
got.
it looked like, I mean, it's definitely gonna be live action because like the logo and stuff looked like the legit logo that
Mhm.
looked normal. Like it didn't look cartoonized or cartoony or anything like that. So yeah, I'm interested to see what they do with this or where they're going to go with it.
What
But
if it's gonna be like a WWE like movie, but with monster trucks?
I don't know. But did you hear about the movie deal that The Rock did turn down?
No.
Me neither.
I see what you did there.
I'm just like I feel like this dude's, if somebody gets offered to him, he's like, yeah, I'll do it, or he's just willing to jump into anything.
That's
Uh,
they made a joke about that about Kevin Hart.
Yeah, well, I feel like I feel like The Rock is becoming kind of like who The Rock is becoming of movies who like Terry Bradshaw of the NFL commercials. You know, there's never you see Terry Bradshaw in so many different NFL commercials, and it's ones that don't even like make sense, and it's
Mm.
just some that you're like, why is he doing this? It's because there's never really a commercial deal he ever turns down, and that's who I feel like The Rock's becoming, but in the cinema world.
Yeah, he even came back to wrestling for a while
Yeah.
too. So yeah,
Which I'm not completely hating on The Rock. There is things I do like about him. Not Black Adam, but I like, there is some movie things
I didn't mind
he movies I
Black
like.
Adam, but there was a kids movie that he did that I was just like,
Huh.
why?
Like my favorite movie is one of his first ones actually that he did. It's called The Rundown with Sean William Scott. And
Never seen it.
he's a bounty hunter, goes after this rich guy's kid over in
Hmm.
like South America to track him down. While that kid's also that guy, no, he's not a kid, but that guy's also looking for like lost gold. You have oh my goodness, I'm drawing a blank right now. Christopher Walken as the villain in it, which I'm a huge Christopher
Oh,
Walken fan.
yeah.
Uh, but the combination of them bickering back and forth between The Rock and Sean William Scott, who plays Stifler in American Pie, like them two together crack me up. Like, oh my god, it's hilarious. Like, if you've not watched it, it's definitely worth it. At the very beginning, The Rock goes to collect a bounty from some NFL player. He's in this nightclub and he like wipes out a whole entire NFL team in this nightclub.
Mhm.
It's fun. It's not one like some deep storyline to delve into. It's just an action comedy that it's worth watching. So
So remind me, and this might sound completely weird, but is Stifler the one that like did the deed to the pie?
no, that's Jason Biggs, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
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 Who's okay? I would
No,
have to. Mm.
Stifler's the one his mom was screwing around with the kid. It's a high schoolers or whatever. You know the one who I'm talking about.
No,
The
no. I do remember
I
the
think
mom.
Jennifer Coolidge. Yeah, but yeah. Anyways, I
Yeah.
only watched I think like a couple of those movies, and I was like, okay, it's not even entertaining to me. But the first one was funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, D23 had a lot of stuff going for it. Like
Yeah.
a lot of sequels, but but a lot of good stuff, a lot of great stuff. It's a big time for honestly for Marvel. I mean, Star Wars ain't doing bad. I mean, for Star Wars, as in the stuff they have coming up lined up. But man, Marvel is just laying it out.
Yeah. I mean, they've been waiting because they were supposed to have a bunch of stuff come out this year, but
Right,
due to everything that happened, they had to push it back. And now
right.
we still haven't heard anything about Blade.
No,
You're just like,
no. I
okay.
was hoping we were going to hear something about that. Was there anything else that we didn't hear about that you wish we would have, or anything more you wish we would have seen that we didn't?
Honestly, no. Like, I would have liked to have, like, an update about Blade.
Yeah.
Um, it would have been funny if Wesley Snipes came out onto the stage. Like,
Yeah.
I think there would have been, like, really funny things that they could have done
There's
given
only
the
one blade.
yeah.
There only will be one
Um,
blade. I'm
yeah.
back.
But, like, other than that, I can't think of anything else. Like, they really hit the mark on everything that
Yeah.
like, because I said that San Diego Comic-Con was the movies, and then that I had, like, guessed that D23 was gonna be about
Right.
the serieses? I don't know. Anyway,
The series.
yeah.
Yeah. I got you.
And it came through, but I would have liked to see something about Blade. I wasn't expecting to see like the Fantastic Four stuff come out
Mhm.
or the Agatha, but like drumming up like hype about it, like I get it.
Right. I only thing I wish, like Marvel wise, I wish we would have gotten. They wouldn't have had told us who's in them or directors or nothing, but a couple of new titles. I would have liked a couple more titles to fill in some blanks, maybe in the year, between 2026 and 2027. Uh, between like like right before the Avengers Doomsday, and
Mm.
maybe something a title in between Doomsday and Secret Wars. That would have been nice
If
because
they did
they're
that
they're a year
though,
apart, and they did that with Infinity War and Endgame. So
mm,
we got what was it, Ant-Man 2, I think, in between them, I
I don't
believe.
remember. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. That'd been nice. Nothing. I mean, Marvel pretty much laid a lot of stuff out. I'm happy about. But then it would have been nice on Star Wars to maybe get maybe a new live action title. That's a movie. I'm ready for some Star Wars movies to come out.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, like Mandalorian and Grogu. Yeah, we're getting that as a movie. But like, I'm ready for some continuation or some expanding of the universe that we haven't seen in a good, solid movie. I feel like Star Wars has been mainly, well, honestly, this is Mandalorian and Grogu is the first Star Wars movie since COVID.
Yeah, they completely shelved Lando.
Yeah,
So
so
I
it's been all Disney Plus series that we've received, and so I'm ready for a good, solid Star Wars movie, but it needs to be good. So
yeah, I mean we'll see because we do know that what did they say in shoot, I'm totally blanking, but in the San Diego Comic Con, they had said that there was like an untitled film
oh really?
that somebody was working on, or it might have been like an
Oh, oh, oh,
article or
oh, oh,
something.
oh, no, Sean Levy.
Yes.
Yes, it's gonna be working on a Star Wars project, and we don't know if it's a movie or a series, but we're pretty sure it's a movie, but nobody knows what it is.
Yeah.
It's a big secret deal. But I'm sure I'm gonna say probably within the next 6 months we should be getting leaks about what it is, or at least a title or something.
Hopefully, we'll get some more DC news to talk about.
Yeah, yeah. Like I literally tried, and like there was
Yeah.
nothing,
Yeah. No,
nothing.
I also looked there.
And what's wild is like we have Creatures Commandos coming out at the end of this year, animation. In the first movie, Superman Legacy, which is a full year away, that's a
Mm-hmm.
big gap. I mean, to try to get any DC news at all. I mean, because I mean they've wrapped Superman filming, and we're still not getting it for another full year. I mean, come on, guys, we're getting Fantastic Four. They just started filming, and we're getting it in a year. But anyways, I won't get on that train. Get your shit together, James Gunn. But anyways. It's a long gap for DC. I feel like over the next year, or at least over the next 6 to 7 months, it's going to be pretty dry for DC until they start making maybe new announcements for us to start, hearing rumors and leaks about. I don't know,
Maybe
but
we'll hear something about the Batman Cape Crusader season 2.
oh yeah, give that to us now, please. Next month, right now. But
No, not that soon. I think they need time, but
yeah,
definitely 6 months. I'll give you 6 months.
yeah. But yeah, I think that's it for us tonight.
Absolutely, yeah.
All right, we'll see everybody next time.
Peace.